I'm not trying to impress you with what I've accomplished in my life or how much I know. The reality is what I have created financially in my life is very simple, and that is why it will work for you. Let's go. Folks, you are blessed. My whole life I've heard, Grant, you're blessed. And every time I've heard I'm blessed, I'm like, yeah, but I got to go prove it. Three cities one day. Somebody asked me, they said, hey man, you buy that jet to show off? You guys that think I'm showing off, you're dumb. You're dumb because you think little. Showing off is for the ego. That's dumb, man. The ego's a really small little thing. See that machine right there? Requires you to think bigger. How do I get to more places in front of more people and then get back to be with my family tonight? And how can I do that for my crew, like the dude shooting the video, Johnny the camera guy, Austin dude? How can I do that for Ryan? How can I do that for Jared? Jared's got a new baby, man. He's got a new baby. He wants to get home to see it. You can't do that thinking little. You gotta think big. If you're not moving at all, you're not going up and you're not going down, you're going down.
And that's what I love about you, man, because you're so transparent. You show your story, you know?
Don't let a sinner be a grinner when he's not winning. When I get to Vegas, I'm going to give away a $2,500 ticket to the 10X Growth Conference. Give, man. My whole career has been built on this. Right there.
You guys know who this is. Carl Spooks, 10X's all the way.
Westgate Conference, right? Not the convention center.
Yeah, it's the Westgate Conference Center.
That's right, okay. It's not just the Rolex, man. It's the time, it's the freedom, it's the choices, it's the good friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time is now. You're all here for one reason. The man, the myth, the legend, Grant Cardone.
Hey, you getting haters yet? Are you getting the haters? Are they coming for you yet? My name's Grant Cardone, and I know I have a lot of experience with haters, and I'm hoping this video will somehow help you move through and make the right moves when they start hating on you. Let me tell you, number one, they're coming for you. They're coming for you. They've been coming at me my whole life, my entire life. I've always been a dreamer. I've always had big ideas. Always thought even as a little kid I was going to do big things. I mean, there was no basis, no rationale to my dreams. You know, I've always had a big mouth, always had an opinion. So if you're like that, haters are coming. You know what I'm talking about, okay? They can be close to you. They can be far away. They can be in the neighborhood. They can be at the school. They can be at the bank. They can be at work. You could work for them or they can work for you, but they are coming, okay? If you dream big, if you talk big, when you start making any money, you start making any moves, write an article on LinkedIn, okay? Have an opinion about anything, Make a move and the haters will come out. Look, I've been called a work addict. Like, I could quit working right now. I don't need to do this today. Financially, I'm done. I can't exhaust it. But it would be selfish of me to stop. Compulsive, obsessive. Never satisfied. 25 to 45 years old. I was broke at 25. At 45, I was worth probably, I don't know. I mean, I was worth 10 or 15 million bucks.
But not even close to your potential, obviously.
Well, I knew I was.
$200 million.
But I started getting comfortable. I started getting seduced by the idea that I had done more than other people. I want to reach my full potential. You know, that is, I think the great people, I think about all the great people, dude, they were always reaching for more. They were never satisfied. You know, so when people are like, oh, when are you ever going to be satisfied? Dude, the great ones are never satisfied. Okay? It's the mediocre people that have some box called satisfaction.
Out of balance, tyrannical.
Create the life you want, man, so you can have not balance, but life, right? I'm doing my life.
Impossible to work with.
We're on our way to do some business, some work with 40,000 entrepreneurs, business people from all over the world.
Greedy.
I want the money. This is not money. I mean, it's just paper, right?
Selfish, self-centered, conceited.
How many selfish people out there? I'm gonna tell you something. The mission you're on right now, this mission to build a business, to take care of your family, you better get selfish.
Ruthless. I'm done with people that make more excuses than they can make money. I'm over the book smart and the people stupid. I'll throw up again if I hear about what you did rather than what you can do. Too much, over the top.
And I hear a lot of people say, when is enough enough? Those of you who ask that question, when is enough enough? Maybe you haven't had enough failures. Because if you get disappointed and disgusted enough with your life, you will not ask, when is enough success enough? I want to give people permission to be complete addicts, junkies, obsessed, maniacs, all in freakazoids that do everything 10 times more than you think you need to. And I want to see, how hot can I burn? Okay, how far can I go? How much light can I bring the world? How much positive truth message can I bring this planet? How much more can I do?
Noisy. Loud.
That way. You can have it, man. Be yourself, man. Be yourself. Have your life, okay? You can have anything you want, man. Enjoy your life. Have fun. That's why you work. That's why you do what you do. That's why you went to school. That's why you save money. That's why you make moves, so you can enjoy your life. Come on.
Market's too hard. And today we create 5 shows a week here. Mondays real estate.
Is real estate.
You guys that are going to play with me at Cardone Capital, get your money right, get your money in, because we're going to make some money again and again.
Tuesday's book review, Wednesday's Genie Show.
Hey, welcome to the
G&E show every Wednesday. We are bringing it to you on GrantCardoneTV.com.
Thursday's Young Hustlers. Jared and Grant blasted onto the scene this week, and Young Hustlers saying, hey, how do you be on 24/7? Dude, when you're trying to make money, make deals, run a business, grow, you have to be on. You have to have the energy, you have to have the focus, and you have to have the drive. Friday is the Cardone Zone. Past week, Grant and Gary Cardone on the Cardone Zone, another episode premiered about knowing when to invest. That does not also include
Power players.
Power players.
Hey, Grant Cardone here. Welcome to Power Players. You know, every week I bring you somebody in power.
Confessions of an Entrepreneur.
Confessions.
Okay.
Network marketing moguls.
Webinars that we do here. But I've been called a whole bunch of other things too, just so y'all know. Let's just keep it skinny, keep it on the real. Over the top.
So stupid.
I always told my mom, I said, Mom, I'm gonna be so rich one day. I'm just gonna give random people money. She's like, that's stupid.
I'm giving $1 million away.
That's stupid. I said, not if I have enough money. If I have enough money, I can give random people money.
Promotes too much. I got the 10X button. Who's got my money?
Grantness.
Says whatever he wants, no filter. You're thinking small, bro. You're thinking small. I can't spend another grand. You ain't free. You won't spend another grand because you don't know what? How to get another million. How can you get an appointment when a customer is completely uncertain about their money? How can you close the deal when somebody's uncertain about their money? If you don't have the money you want or the business you want, it's because you have the wrong information. See, most people think success is a straight line. I'm going to get out of high school, I'm going to get a job, and everything's going to be fine. That's not how it plays out, folks, okay? This is how it plays out. Guy decides he wants something, and the line gets all squiggly. See, that's really what success looks like. What this guy did over here was he persisted. This guy's in a fantasy. Security comes from your ability to produce. Security comes from your ability to be able to move anywhere in the world and feel confident that you can mix it up, that you can survive, that you can do well. That's where security comes from. It doesn't come from an address. It doesn't come from a city or a postal code. It doesn't come because you have a garage with 2 cars in it and you know your neighbors. It comes from your ability to have confidence wherever you live. Go where the opportunities are. Be willing to move. Oh, I'd do it if I was rich. No, you wouldn't, because you ain't gonna be rich until you do what? Get ruthless about what you know and get around people that know more than you know. Then you got to figure out how to find that frequency and that vibration that people are like, dude, I want to send some money there. Not just noise. You don't talk about money because you're ashamed of it. Or you got a problem with it. I'm going to tell you, if you won't talk about money, you can't have money. It better be big because it's going to be hard. Either way, it's going to be hard, so it better be big because if it's not big, it won't be worth it. Look, look, look. Look, the ass on that plane over there, can you get tight on that deal or not, really? No, the one under the hangar. Hey, look at my little plane. Look at my little plane. See? Now flash over to this one. See, if I'm doing a comparison thing, the competition thing, it's a loser's game. You don't want to try to be the biggest jet, okay? You don't want to try to be the most money. You don't want to try to be the best of the best. There'll always be somebody faster and stronger. Don't try to play the game. I'm the biggest dick. That's stupid. It's a stupid game. Yeah, look, I want to know what you stand for as a leader. I want to know that you stand for the right thing, whether it's popular or not. Look, I don't care when it comes to a politician or employee. I just want to know, what are you going to do? Can you make change? Do you have hustle? Do you have good ideas? To me, age doesn't matter. It's like, what are you bringing to the table right here, right now? Yeah. The American public wants change. Communicate what they want, which is solutions, not handouts. Money can buy a lot of things. It can't buy sanity, and it can't get rid of what's in a man's heart. I wouldn't have a problem with an increase in taxes if where the money was going, the people were responsible. California is the most beautiful, broken place in America.
What happened with Toyota? What happened with Toyota?
We know that
Toyota got a recall.
not.
But Karen, nothing happened with Toyota. Toyota got a recall. They had an issue and they fixed it.
Okay.
It became obvious to anyone. They don't need to be regulated. You do not need to bring Toyota under the control of law. The word regulate means to bring under the control of law. If you want more unemployment, bring in the law.
All right.
If you want to reward the criminal and penalize the people that can make things happen here, then add more regulation.
Too opinionated. Mm-hmm. It is the entrepreneur, not government, not politicians, that will save the fabric, the households in this country. If you've ever looked up the word economics 800 years ago was really talking about how to manage a household. This is the problem with this country. The information, the education, what they have been told. 300 million people in the wealthiest country on the planet. 76% of everyone you know lives paycheck to paycheck. Did you know that? 7.6 people out of every 10 people you know, 10 people that you're a family member with, are living paycheck to paycheck in the richest country on the planet.
How can that be?
So, and these are the people, 76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So they're not looking at this graph. They're like, I'm better off than the guy that's homeless because I got my 2 BMWs and I got my 2 kids going to 2 good schools in debt on both.
They're all in debt. Yeah.
Like up to here, right? Oh, but my house, it's almost paid for in 15 years. It's going to be paid for. Those are 3 major scams in America. The house, puffed up the banks, right? The schools, the college debt, $1.3 trillion. Tremendous amount of Wall Street money sitting there. That's all pension fund money. But everybody's denying this graph right here because we're better off than people in Ethiopia.
Be transparent. Tell the American public the truth. What is the real issue? I don't understand why anybody's celebrating anything. All we've done is throw a giant plastic tarp over a problem. We still haven't resolved the problem. Money thrown at a problem does not get rid of the problem. And so we have foreclosures that are outrageous today. We have commercial lending that's not even being talked about, that the banks are seeing loans mature now at 2 and 3 years into their commercial lenders are going to, and the banks are squeezing them down after getting federal money. This was not used to take care of bad assets.
The middle class is fucked because the data's wrong, okay? The data, the information is so wrong for today, for where we're at in the 21st century in the year 2017. There's so much conflicting data, right? Like, don't talk to strangers, but it's not what you know, it's who you know. I'm like, how am I going to meet these people if I don't talk to them?
Right. How many of your parents told you this? Don't get too much attention. Fly under the radar. Don't toot your own horn. Be seen and not heard. Dude, you don't get attention today, you have absolutely 0 chance of being successful. Money follows attention. Period. End of story. You guys that don't have time for Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and Instagram, you're like, I ain't got time for all that. How many have said that before? You're like, I ain't got time for all that bullshit. Fuck, I'm busy being broke. I'm busy running my shit into the ground. I'm busy freaking with a bunch of old lies and old ideas. Okay? How many heard that before? You got to find something you love. The only way to be successful is find something you need to find a job that's going to make you some money. Okay? It's money, man. You live on an economic planet. This isn't a planet about Army, Navy. This isn't a planet about white or black, short or tall, male or female. This is an economic planet. If you got enough money, nobody cares what you look like, how you talk, or what your language is. This is what they didn't teach you in school. This is the only reason I went to school. I wanted money. 64% of all businesses in America break even or lose money. Listen to what I'm telling you right now. 64% of every business in America, there's 28 million of them, break even or lose money. And it doesn't matter if the economy's good or bad. They break even or lose money. Here's the freaking phenomenal thing, okay? Break even shouldn't be a category. Who would make break even a category? Breaking even is losing. If I told you that you're gonna put a bunch of resources, a bunch of time, you're gonna work your ass off every day, you're not gonna see your wife and your kids most of the time, you're gonna be terrified every second of every day to break even, what would you say?
80 grand. Another guy's like 100 grand and I'm good. They haven't done the math. Another person says, if I just have $1 million, I'm good. But you haven't done the math, the actual math, you know, like how much money is that really? You know, 100 grand in Los Angeles, 13,000 goes to the state, you have $87,000. Okay. Half that goes to the federal government. You're at $42,500. I've done the math.
Yeah.
Okay. You're at $42,500. You go to Whole Foods once a week just to take care of your little baby girl and your wife. You're broke. We hadn't handled the healthcare issue.
Right.
Trump care, Obamacare. You don't care if you don't get your money right. I mean, that's the facts.
Yeah.
So most people have never done the math. There is no school on it. There's no class on it. Why not?
is that?
Why, man?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you the number one enemy for you is complacency. It's not ISIS. Look at the media, man. The media is like 800 TV channels come at you. You don't have to do anything. I mean, you can't even get up to get a remote anymore. You get pissed off if you got to freaking find your remote today. Damn, a damn remote, man, a remote. The batteries can't even get up to turn on your own TV. The computers, everything is delivered to us. Right? How many heard this before? Money won't make you happy. How many heard that before? You were told that. By who? People that don't have money.
You're under a spell of
money won't make you happy. No, dude, you're not happy now. Money buys groceries, okay? Money takes care of medical bills. I mean, this idea, this is the number one thing I hear from people. Well, I don't need to be rich. Dude, you don't even know what you're talking about. You do need to be rich. Poor people are selfish. People that just get by are selfish. You're selfish because you're always talking about yourself. Listen to what the guy says. I said, man, you need to get rich, man. No, I don't need to get rich. Dude, you talking you. But what about your church? What about the community? Okay? What about all the little kids you could help, dude?
Family.
What about people in Africa? What about all the water problems you talk about? Okay? Say rich people can literally change the world. Poor people cannot do that. Okay? Because they're too consumed with their own 24 inches around them.
Their own
I need
world.
to eat, dude.
Yeah.
I need to eat. Now, people should follow freedom, man. That chapter on freedom would be, you ain't getting freedom without money. At 5 years getting an accounting degree. I only went there for one reason. I thought they were going to teach me how to account. I thought it was a freaking money course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
No.
I'm thinking in the 5th year, dude, it took me 5 years to get out of this course. I'm thinking this year they're going to teach me about the money. There's nothing about money. And the only reason I went to that course was to figure out, dude, how do you make money? How do you keep money? How do you multiply money? The basic money class. My dad had made it into the middle class. It's probably one of the reasons I'm so like energized about the middle class myth. He had made it, and then when he died, I watched my mom in terror, financial terror, every day. By the time I'm 16, I was so angry that I told my mom, I said, one day I'm gonna get rich. I think there was this thing, this grind going on. I'm gonna get rich one day. I'm gonna get so freaking rich that I can help other people. Because really what I wanted was I wanted somebody to help me. So I went to college, man, to get the map. But there was no map. There was no mentor. There was no teacher. There was no educator. It was all just literally, without offending anybody that's going to school, it was all a waste of time. Oh, let's make some money, you know? And the reason why I like the money thing is because, and the more I do it, the more I realize, dude, this bugs people bad.
It does.
It bugs people.
Growing up, I know you were the same way. No one liked to talk about it.
Dude,
you know,
don't talk about it.
We didn't have a lot of money, and it was always like, it was this taboo thing. And talk about how much, who would talk about how much they make? Like,
dude, taboo.
Yeah, you couldn't do that.
And the people that wouldn't talk about it were the people that don't tell anybody what you make. Mm-hmm. Don't tell anybody, you know, what you paid for the house. Don't tell anybody anything. I'm like, dude, look around, man. You guys got money problems. All these people giving this advice don't have any money. Mm-hmm. Don't talk about God. Don't talk about money. Don't talk about politics. Don't sell your friends. Don't talk to strangers. And I'm like, shit, I can't talk about anything to anyone. Right? And then you wonder why people can't talk to anybody and why they hate sales. They hate sales because you were told as a kid not to communicate to anyone about anything. People that raised you in the schools you went to gave you knowledge that was incorrect. How many of you were taught this? Money doesn't grow on trees. But they didn't tell you where it came from. Did they tell you where it came from? My daddy's like, money don't grow on trees. Where did it come from? Look, we print more money in this country than we plant trees. There's no shortage of money except in your mind. Doubt is the problem. Doubt is the most dangerous and insidious form of mental terrorism on this planet. It's certainly been the biggest problem in my life. If you turn the TV on, you're going to hear bad news, bad news, bad news. That's bad enough. But then the ads that follow the bad news, dude, the ads. Are you sick yet? Do your legs hurt? You can't get an erection? I mean, it's ad after ad after ad. They make a money off of fear. And the networks are built on fears, you know.
But of course. Look, for our single guys up here, okay, I got two single questions for you. Our buddy Paul, we took him to, where did we go to a couple nights ago? We went to Mango's. Okay. He can't get enough of it.
Dude,
he's always
you gotta
got
quit going to strip joints and you gotta quit the porn. Okay? You know why porn? The porn industry was created, Paul, because people lower their expectations, dude, okay? This is why the porn industry was created. Paul says, man, I want that hot chick over there, okay? And he sees her and he goes up to her and she's like, nah, pass. And then what happens? He's like, okay, I'll go to this chick. That wasn't on your menu, man. You know, if I go to a restaurant and I said, hey, I want the stone crabs, and they're like, oh, it's out of season. Somebody's got to have stone crabs in Miami right now, man. Who's got them, okay? I don't want to drop down to shrimp. And that's what Paul did, okay? He dropped down. He dropped, and he dropped again, he dropped again. Next thing you know, he's at home by himself, freaking master. It is what it is. I mean, let's keep it real. Dude, if you don't,
Paul, do you want to show your face in this video? He's gonna cut that part.
If you don't have friends that'll tell you the truth, what you got, bro? Yeah. Dude, this chick wouldn't go out with me for 13 months, Paul. 13 months, okay? Now, when she said no to me, bro, all I did was call her back again. I didn't go. Okay. Just keeping it real, Pete. When I first began to turn my life around, I was surrounded by an entire industry, $100 billion industry that told me I was emotionally scarred, powerless, an addict to every variation, that I had no control over anything of these problems, none of these problems, and no chance of ever being free of them. This caused me so much deep confusion and doubt. You don't fix problems with problems. You fix problems with a future. You fix problems with success. Look, your parents taught you some great stuff. Everybody agree with that? Half the stuff that Gino is gonna teach Lucas, right on. It's all good. It's like, yeah, that's all good. Yeah, that's right, that's right. No, Lucas can't even argue with this shit. But the other half, it's just wrong. The world's changing. How many agree the world's changing right now? Dude, the world is changing. It's changing so fast, right? You got to take the old ideas that you have and you got to look at them again today and say, hey, is this true anymore? Is it true? What am I doing? And for me, money is defined as the gap. It's the gap. The difference between where I am right now and where I want to be. Look, average doesn't pay, folks. It doesn't pay and it doesn't work. And it's too acceptable. The whole society is built on what concept today? Average. End the epidemic average. You have been influenced. You have been brainwashed. You have been, what's the word?
Brainwashed, influenced, changed.
Dude, you've been lied to, scammed out, tricked, hoodwinked, bullshitted. If the people you're hanging around aren't screaming success, they're validating average.
Yeah, well, right. I'm doing way better than all these people, though, so it makes me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
How do we get out of comparing ourselves and just strive for our best self?
They're both disastrous.
Yeah. Do you ever do that? Do you ever get caught up in that game? I know I do.
Well, the only one I worry about is getting caught up in the I'm doing better than everybody else. Yeah. That's the one I worry about.
That's a good place.
That's the destructive one. Okay, I'm not talking about I'm not worried about being 25 and broke again. I'm worried about the middle place. And
that's one of your passions is get out of the middle class, avoid being middle class.
Dude, the middle class is the most hypnotized group of people in the world. You know, it's the people that are safe that are most at risk. Okay, those who convince you to be satisfied are either greatly confused or extremely dangerous people. It's not the people. The people that are at risk know they're at risk. The people that are safe are the ones that are like, don't understand. Hey, man, something bad is going to happen to you, right? Bad things happen to good people every day. Now, we don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be a cyber attack, shuts down the stores, shuts down the internet. You can't transact. You can't do business. You can't use a credit card. You can't, like, you're going to look around and say, I can't take care of my family, man. That light breeze of prosperity in your face may actually be not something you want to rejoice in, but something you want to prepare for. People, look at the stock market. Why do you think the stock market's been up 250 one day, down 400 the next day, up 150, down 400? Last week it was all 4%. If you had 10 grand in the stock market last week, you lost 400. Doesn't seem like a lot? Seems like a lot when you only got 10 grand. I want you to ignore the good news and not let it put you to sleep. It is better to stay on guard. Oh, and I've also been labeled too
arrogant.
Enthusiastic.
Did you say arrogant?
Oh, definitely arrogant.
Arrogant.
That's top of the list. I got my shades on this morning, John. You know why?
Why?
Because my future's so bright. I am a guy that I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not, like, I'm billionaire in the making. So
which is humble because a lot of people just are like, Grant Cardone.
Oh,
and you're like, I'm not even started. I'm trying to get to the billions.
Every night I tell my wife, we're about to make it. We're gonna make it. We're getting closer, right? I'm putting the wood on the fire. It's about to become a bonfire. And so I don't think I've made it by any means because I'm measuring against my potential. So I'm looking at what I think I can do. I'm looking at what I've seen other people do. Like, it's inspirational to me. And I gotta help more people, you know what I'm saying? I I got to help more people. I want to help you. I want to help your family. I want to help your business. I want to help you blow up. First, you got to show up. Then we can blow up. The pro.
In our promotion.
I'm writing checks. These checks, John, are the people that won. Look at this. That won money from me on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and YouTube. But I know a lot of people will hate this comment, but if money doesn't come with it, I don't personally count it as successful, okay? Now, I have 2 beautiful kids, beautiful wife. I mean, they're awesome, right? But if you said to me, could you be successful with just a beautiful wife that you love and 2 beautiful kids? I'd be like, no, that'd be stupid. Why would I want to settle for just a wife and 2 beautiful kids? I want the whole package. So for me, like, if you're on social media and you're not making money, you're doing something wrong. When people talk about beast, I mean, if anybody ever wants to give me a compliment, call me a beast, because that is the thing that I most relate to. This beast-like, not a hustle, not a grind, but beast mode. I can't spend the money I've made in my lifetime, okay, and kept. I still spend. If you gave me $5 billion tomorrow, 5 big ones, I would be here tomorrow, on time, doing my deal. Because it's the create, man. It's the create. So like you guys are watching, looking at Facebook. I want to bang Facebook. I want to create on Facebook. I don't want to be a spectator. I mean, part of the 10X was like, get out of the stands and back on the field. Success is what? Doing it. Success is what? Like, that's not even like, dude, why fake it till you make it? Why don't you just make it? You know, why take the extra step of faking it? Like, become somebody, you know, learn a skill. Every morning I wake up and the first thing I do is I write down my goals. Before I go to sleep at night, I write down my goals. Every time I lose in life, every time I lose, every time I'm defeated, I write my goals down. It motivates me. It puts my attention on where I'm going, not where I'm at. So I'm 25, I get off of drugs, and I look up and I say, man, I got to get my game together here. And I was in a sales job at the time.
I knew it was all coming back to sales. That's
I hated it. That's what people don't know about me.
The king of sales hated sales.
The king of sales. And I am the Lord of sales, okay? I am the God. Yep, Brian Tracy will tell you, Tom Hopkins. Even the guys that I used to learn from, well, they do this now. But when I was 25, I just made a real commitment. I'm going to become a master at this thing that I hate, by the way.
Yeah. Just because it would allow you to have the money to make the choices?
Dude, I didn't have any choices. Nobody was hiring. There was nothing else I could do. I looked around. I don't want to use drugs anymore. And I'm like, I'm just going to focus on this one thing I hate. And that is one thing that I will give myself a pat on the back for. Like, if you can put your ego aside, you know, when you want to turn your life around, put your ego aside and say, hey, I got this one thing in front of me. I don't even like it. A windshield in a car is that big, right? How big's the rearview mirror? It's about that big. Why do you think that is? Because you want your attention on the future, on the potential, on where I'm going, on my goals. If you can learn to get great at something you hate, I guarantee you will have greatness in your lifetime. You know, 25, 30 years of belief in yourself, you know, you build that.
Absolutely.
And once you have nothing on money, like, there's a lot of it out there. I came from nothing, like you did, right? I think you came lower than I did.
I don't know if I came lower than you. I'm not sure. I think I came low.
Well, let me tell you the difference, man. The difference between where you came from and where I came from is where I was at that comfortable place where you're a little less motivated, you know, where there was heat. Yeah. You didn't have any heat.
No heat. Well, only because I was in Detroit. Only because I was in Detroit.
You were out there rubbing yourself.
Yeah, not a lot of heat in Detroit, period.
You see, and I had that bedroom. I had my mama taking care of me. She was giving me that. Son, I love you just the way you are. Just the way you are. And that's a different kind of like trap, right?
Absolutely. But the bottom is the bottom.
Yeah, it was the bottom, man.
And pain is pain. You're doing your thing.
Yeah. You're going to be like, you know, he's too cocky, he's too this, he's too that. I'm 57 years old. I spent 30 years trying to please people.
When did the shift happen?
I ended up with nothing, man. When I finally said, you know what, I'm done, dude. The more energy I spent trying to please people, make you happy, them happy, mom happy, daddy happy, I still couldn't make everybody happy. I'm like, you know what? I'm done, dude. I'm going to make me happy. I'm going to run my gig. This is my life. You know, I want to create the life I want for me. And if you don't like that life, you probably don't even like your life. Because that's the people that end up criticizing me.
I just think that the more I get to hang out with you, I really appreciate you. And I'm not trying to like create a love fest here.
Yeah.
But I think that so many people don't understand you.
Yeah. And I've done a terrible job, dude. I've done a terrible job.
Because you're one way online, essentially. You know, you kind of put out this persona that's very aggressive, I would say.
What we did today was what? Vegas, Orange County, Miami.
One day.
One day. And the 10X rule is basically about, look, you need to make goals that are giant. Not like your mom and dad said. Your mom and dad said, you know,
tone it down.
Tone it down. You know, have some reasonable, how many of you heard that? Reasonable goals. Something attainable. And that what happens is when the goal is attainable, it's no longer exciting. Because if you can go get it easily, you're going to take it for granted.
How do you stay humble?
I don't know. I don't know if I am humble. I mean, I don't consider myself a humble person, but I don't think I don't think anybody would say I'm humble. Nor would they say I'm nice. People would just not say I'm a nice guy.
I wouldn't call you arrogant.
I think some people would say, "Hey, dude, the guy's too cocky, too arrogant."
Probably they haven't.
What do you guys think on Periscope? Am I cocky and arrogant? But I don't mean to be. I'm just alive. I think I'm being mislabeled by people because I'm just telling you the truth. I mean, the one.
Well, then let me rephrase it. It's not humble, likable.
Well, thank you, man.
Well, if you're so likable,
I think to some people, see, I don't care because I know this. If somebody doesn't like me, it's saying more about them than it is about me. There's my 2 cents in just under 2 minutes. Be great. You get whatever you want, and don't listen to anybody that ain't got what you want. You know, I was thinking this morning, John. I was thinking this morning on a serious note. Somebody asked me last night, "Hey, what drives you?" And I'm like, yeah, what does drive me? For a moment, I didn't have an answer. It kind of threw me off a little bit. I mean, I know the answer, but it threw me off a little bit because I'm like, what is driving me now? He took that .45 caliber and jammed it in my face, cracked me right here in the forehead. This guy had to be this big, hovered over me with a gun in my face, and when he did, my reaction was to hit him with the plate in the face. Thing breaks, and he becomes like a monster. Blood's coming down. Every wall in this apartment, in this room, and the ceiling has blood on it. This was the exclamation mark on where my life had gone from being a good kid to this far from dying.
What's the thing that you think about the most that most people don't know about?
Probably dying. You know.
What do you think about?
Dude, running out of time. I'm not worried about dying. I'm worried about just running out of time. Like, damn,
running out of time to do what?
For anybody to know me, you know, to have made a difference. Like, to, you know, my dad died when he was 52. So he had just what he thought was just made it. He just made it. You know, him and my mom were like celebrating. Oh, we made it. He bought the house he wanted, and 18 months later he was dead. You know? My dad died when I was 10. That was a huge, like, you know, when you look up to this guy that's going to provide you with what you think is the road to success, you know, who's going to give me the guidelines to get off the sidelines? And I thought my dad was, and then gone. I have 2 major regrets in my life: that I didn't get to spend more time with my dad, and that I didn't serve in the military. I had a chance, and I didn't do it because my mom talked me out of it, because my mom's like, oh, don't get hurt. Okay, and what I did was I ended up with no mission, and I got hurt bad. From the age of 15 years old to 25, 0 mission, no mission. There was no mission in life.
Biggest failure you've ever experienced and the biggest lesson you learned from it?
Biggest failure.
Personally, professionally.
Yeah.
Business.
Well, I mean, man, so many failures. Like, you know, I wasted so many years, 9 years on drugs. That was a big failure.
The big lesson, though.
The lesson there is
don't be on drugs.
Any drug, dude.
Yeah.
Okay? Like I'm telling you, these drugs are they're so dangerous. You know, because particularly if you have a lot of potential. When I told my mom I'm going to get rich one day, don't know how though. Life went straight downhill after that.
So you went to college, found out it was basically a lie.
Well, from 16 to 25, I was doing drugs every day.
Spent 3 days in the hospital, and I'm like,
I'm done. No more drugs. I'm done using drugs, okay? Guess what happens? I'm using drugs 15 minutes later, 10 times a day in the hospital. My mom says to me, you're no longer welcome in my home. You're no longer welcome in my business. I don't want to see you anymore. 24 hours later, I was in a treatment center because my mom had the courage to say, enough is enough, I'm done. I go to this treatment center, I'm there 30 days. For the first 30 days in 7, 8, 9 years, I don't use drugs. And before I leave, the counselor grabs me and the counselor says to me,
you need to change your life.
Why?
Because you're not living it the right way.
Change my life.
You need to change your life.
Look, dude, I'll see you back here. Probably, you know, if you don't die, I'll see you back here. And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm not coming back here. And he's like, oh no, you're coming back. All you're ever gonna be is a drug addict. You need to give up all the ideas of writing books, speaking to audiences, being rich. I always wanted to be rich. I wanted financially to be rich my whole life. I wanted to be my dad. I wanted to be the guy that could take care of his family. They said, you need to give up all those ideas and settle for one thing, not using drugs again. 25 years old, moved back into my mom's house. Tell my mom, let me live back in the house. I'm coming back, I'm not using drugs, and I'm gonna rebuild my life. From that day on at 25, I made some commitments. Number one was, I cannot afford free time. Every time I had free time, I got in trouble. And the biggest problem I had when I was 15 was I was bored too much. I was bored all the time, man. I was constantly bored. I didn't have enough to do. I didn't know anything about potential. I knew I had potential, but the biggest reason I was bored is because I wasn't going after my potential all the time. Your calendar's got the devil all over it. White space on a calendar and you will meet the devil. You don't need to die, okay? You go 2 or 3 days without anything going on, how many of you start having doubts? You're in hell. Oh my God, this ain't gonna work for me. There's nobody coming in. I'm not gonna hit my target. Okay, I know what I'll do. I'll lower my target. Dude, that's the devil doing that, man. That's a criminal. Never ever, if you're taking notes, never lower a target. So I knew I had to, 1, eliminate the old bad friends. 2, I had to keep all free time busy. And I said, what are you good at, Grant? And I'm like, what are you good at? What are you really good at? Of how do I find what I'm obsessed with? What is it? It's easy, man. Just be honest. Sit down with a piece of paper, mark it down the middle. On the left side, the negative stuff. On the right side, the positive stuff. What are you obsessed with? What are the things? You know what the negative stuff, it's easy, man. It's all the stuff you're ashamed of. You don't want anybody to see that list. You keep doing it over and over. I hate this about myself, right? Whatever. Write that on the left side of the list. Good. Now don't spend any more time on it. Let's go to the right side of the list. You don't even need to get rid of the ones on the left side. What we need to do is expand the ones on the right side, man. We need to give so much energy, become so obsessed with the ownership and the responsibility on the right side of the page, the plus side, that you're like spending so much time consumed there, owning that you're obsessed and addicted and neurotic and crazy and fanatical. It's interesting. How many people can't let go of stuff that's bad for them and never commit to having that same juice? I can't let go of it for things that are good for them. See, what happens is they make wrong the can't let it go. The reality is no matter how much I've tried in my life, because this is what caused all my problems. My problems were caused not by the obsession, not even the addiction to cocaine, which is a terrible drug. The problem was created when I denied or squelched or try to control or hold down or manage my obsessions, okay, with and for success. I've always wanted to be successful. And I'm like, I'm good at going all the way. Because even with the drugs, I was an all the way kind of guy, right? I need to 10x everything. Like 10 was that number. My dad died when I was 10. I was using drugs 10 times a day. I was trying to quit 10 times a day. I'm like, you got to start liking something, man. And more importantly, you got to get good at something. So I said, I'm going to take the job that I don't like and I'm going to get great at it. It was a sales job that I hated. One of the best things I've ever done in my whole life was learn to get great at something you hate.
Why?
Because if you can't do the things you hate, dude, every day you and I are required to do something we hate. Every day I would go to work early, I'd stay late. Okay, I was doing 10-hour days, at least 10 hours. If I needed to make one call, I would make 10. If I needed to see one customer, if I thought I needed to see one customer, I would fill it up with 10 customers. Whatever I thought I needed to do, I literally took this drug problem and poured this obsession with destruction into an obsession with I'm gonna just 10 times everything, keep myself busy. And I think work is a gift, is the gift that doesn't look like a gift from God. You know, that people all talk about. They don't want to work, they hate work, they hate their job. Dude, I love my jobs, you know. I love jobs. I love having a place to work.
It takes discipline to gut up and do the tough things that I see my husband do every single day of his life.
I am an extremely disciplined person. I show up for work every day. Since I was 25 years old. If my eyes are bleeding, I don't feel good, I show up. Because look, when you commit, creativity will follow. I studied everything. I became a fanatic. Some therapist, some psychiatrist is gonna say, oh, this dude's got ADD. I've already been told that, please. I've had every label that the psychs put in books, I've been labeled that, okay? Look, I never had any of those problems. I had potential that was being unused. The single thing that I can say with complete certainty, the single thing that allowed me to build the success I have in my life today, both in business and in life at home, is because of the skills I developed. I didn't go just get information from anyone, anywhere. I literally look for who can help me today in the marketplace with the skills I need, also combined with what the marketplace values. So I wake up early, I get a workout in, and I get to the office. When I get to the office, a calendar's laid out, and I need to see every 30 minutes something filled in that calendar.
New toy, can you run with me, Rob?
I can run with you. I can run with you. Come on, man. I'm chasing you down.
Come on, man.
You gotta start running places. Run! Run!
Fucking juke me out, bro.
Yes! The counselor back in the treatment center said to me, dude, aren't you worried about, because he's seen my success now, and he's like, aren't you worried about burning out? I'm like, dude, you're the burnout, bro. You're the burnout. You're the one that said I was going to come back. You're the one that said I would never make it. You're the one that said don't write books. I've written 7 of them, man. I'm not worried about burnout. I am not a candle. Candles burn out. Spiritual beings don't. My message to you is that you're not doing enough, okay? If you could do it once or twice, then you can do it 20 times. Just multiply. Go 4,000 feet a minute, be relentless, be strong, know everything, 10X!
You're so clear on your dream, you're so clear on your vision, and nothing is going to get in the way. It doesn't matter if you're, you know, you hurt people's feelings or if... well,
I'm not trying to.
Right.
Like when you say that, though, I'm like, man, do people think I'm trying to hurt their feelings?
No, I know you're not trying to. You got a good heart, and you want to...
Nor am I trying to, like the whole hustle and the grind thing, and I'm not trying to hustle. I'm not trying to grind. I'm not thinking about, oh, I got to go into freaking beast mode now. Like, you know, this is how I operate. Yeah. This isn't, for me, this isn't an Instagram post. You know, I'm just really hard on myself. Like, you know, somebody said, man, you're hard on people. I said, dude, I'm hard on me.
Why are you so hard on yourself? You're so successful and you've achieved so much.
Because I believe in my potential. You know, this isn't a positive attitude thing. I believe in my potential. I'm a really, I'm probably one of the most honest people I know.
Yeah.
What is my potential? It's always intrigued me. You know?
What is your potential?
I don't know, man, but it's more than I'm doing. So that's why I'm hard on myself, because I'm honest about my potential. I know I can do more.
What if you reach your potential? Would you say, well, I know I could do more?
Probably. Probably. I think that's the spiritual genius of whatever this, unbeknownst, unidentifiable power in this universe is that like, and I'm a very spiritual person, actually. Most people don't see that in me because they see all this, this thing that I put on. And, but maybe that's what's really intrigued me. You know, it's not money. It's not, oh, how can I get a bigger jet? I mean, I like all that stuff, but it's never been, oh, I'm going to write a book and it's going to be a bestseller. It's been about this unidentifiable potential that drives me, this interest in how much could I do.
I looked at it and I said, oh, wow, what's been driving me the whole time is just the little improvements, the possibility of improvement, which is really what potential is. It doesn't matter how big your potential is, or because the true potential of the individual, I don't think is revealed without success. Like, you got to have little successes to get a little peek of what you can do. I don't think any of us actually know what we can do.
And so when you're 25 years old, I was 25, I was broke, had no money, didn't have any friends, my family didn't believe in me, I had no money. When I went from no money in my pocket, I had 50 bucks all of a sudden, I was like, wow. And by the way, I earned that $50. Nobody gave it to me, I didn't steal it, I didn't rip anybody off, I earned it. I was like, wow. It was a big deal. That 50 bucks was a big deal. Then when I learned how to consistently do that and started discipline myself to not waste the money, blow it on dumb stuff, not end up with a hangover for 50 bucks. I know a lot of people make 50 bucks and end up with a hangover. And that's all they end up with, not even a memory. And then I did 500, and then I did 1,000, and then all of a sudden I started, oh wow, man, maybe this money thing is important. Because it started making me feel a little bit better about myself. And then the next thing you know, I'm having meetings with other people that are thinking about success. And my network is changing a little bit. And now the next thing I know is my health is changing a little bit. And my sense of self is changing. It was the attainment of the potential in little increments. So for the last 30 years, basically what I've done is work in increments, little tiny improvements every day. But this is the most important thing that I found out. If you show up every day and work on the little improvements, what'll happen is along the way, you hear people talk about setbacks and bad things happening to them. But if you keep showing up every day, I promise you, in addition to some setbacks, they're gonna come. You're also gonna see spikes and surges. Little pops upward, just like a setback. But if you're showing up every day with the right attitude, right people, right surroundings, reading the right books, getting the right material, looking for little improvements, what'll happen is you'll get the spikes and the spurts. In fact, you'll get more of those than you will setbacks. And it's the spikes and the spurts, it's that boom, that big growth. This is what reveals the real potential. This is what keeps people really excited about possibility and what you can do, okay? Look, the increments are great today, but I'm really looking for those spikes. I'm looking for those surges of growth, financially, network, people, connections, ideas. I hope you go find those spikes and spurts, but you're not gonna get them. You're not gonna get a surge without the daily increments. And that's what drives me today. Once you find out who you are, man, it's gonna be easy to live your entire life, standing out, outside the box, getting attention, because you know you need some, because money follows attention. Stand out so you can get the attention you deserve, so one day you can be okay. You better do something other than just what everybody else is doing. You better not do the middle class thing. You do the middle class thing, you will be in mystery your entire life.
Time and money, baby. Squeeze both of them.
You must surround yourself with people committed to knowing. People that want to change.
I'm gonna go down in this life cycle as the king of sales, commerce, business, money, finance, and how to blow up your game.
This is the three truths. If it was the last day for you right now.
Yeah.
And
you gonna make me cry, man.
All of your work has been erased.
Look, I let down. I didn't get that 900 million.
Say it's your last day 50 years from now. Whatever, right? It's your last day. You're 100 and whatever.
Yeah.
You achieved everything you want.
Yeah.
The 900 million was like the tiniest little deal you've ever done.
Right. That's what we lost. That's what we lose in one day now.
Exactly. You're doing $900 billion deal, right?
Yeah.
You've written 1 million books. Everything you've done. And for whatever reason, all your information and content is erased.
Oh, yeah.
Gone.
Oh,
they don't get the millionaire booklet. They don't get
I didn't put anything on titanium plates.
Yes. It's all gone for whatever reason.
Yeah.
No more videos, nothing.
No more.
You have a piece of paper and a pen to write down 3 things you know to be true about all of the lessons and experiences you've had in your life. That's the only thing.
Question, dude. How'd you come up with this, man?
I can't remember when I started asking it.
Okay.
But you'd only have 3 things to share and nothing else they would have to remember you by.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to go to a different place here. Okay.
No. And this is your message to the world.
Yeah.
3 truths, what would you say?
Oh, man, dude. Like, let's see, what would I say, man? I don't know. Dude, make a difference. You know, make a difference for the better. How does money make your life easier? Who would you help? I want to do what I told my mom I would do. I am going to help millions and millions and millions of people, and I want you to be one of them.
We're going to help some people today. Help a lot of people today. There's the U-Haul truck over there. We're bringing supplies, man. We're bringing it in. We're going to help so many people. We got the big 10X check.
If you need anything from us, let us know, but we're coming, Houston. It's all in there, Houston.
Yeah. Okay, Houston, we're about ready to drop in and take some 10X you. Our hearts go out to you, and Grant is so happy to be able to have Bird so that we could kind of get a little edge up on you, get some stuff in there that you might need. We hope that it helps. Send you all of our love and our support for a speedy recovery.
We're coming for you. We're coming.
Teammates, you're on my team, I'm on your team, okay? Look, I'm on your team whether you want me on your team or not, man. You love me today, you hate me tomorrow. I'm here to tell you the truth, okay?
You know, number 2, you know, become the real you. You know, and the real you, meaning all the parts of you, you know, no matter how uncomfortable it is. Doubt and blame are dead to you. Doubt has kept you from getting where you want to go. It has left you without a purpose or an obsession. This very lack of clarity is what has allowed the doubts to take hold in the first place. Doubt is like a beard. Trim it or it's going to grow. So I know the difference, and everybody watching this, you know the difference between something real, something ethical, something honest, and you know when it's not honest.
Absolutely. My friend Dale Christensen told me when I was 25 years old, I was experiencing depression every day. He's like, no matter what, man, no matter what, dude, show up. Even if your eyes are bleeding, show up. I've been doing that for 34 years now. Show up even when I don't want to, okay? And then what I try to do is I try to help one person. And what happened over the period of 34 years, I did that every day. I'm not depressed anymore, at least not for long periods of time. I don't use any kind of medication, don't use any kind of drugs, don't smoke weed, don't drink, excessively drink. I might have a drink once in a while. And got a beautiful wife, 2 beautiful kids, and for the most part, my life is freaking wonderful. All I did was this. I don't overanalyze. Never do I label myself a loser, a quitter. I'm hard on myself. I never label myself OCD, ACD, ADD, OCDD, whatever, a depressant, alcoholic, a drug addict. No, I don't. This is what I do. I do things, okay? I show up, move in the direction. I don't overanalyze, move in the direction that I think could be more pro-survival than staying in one place. And number 3, help somebody, anybody, man. Just start helping people, okay? And what that does, it gets me into action, gets me into movement.
You guys got to stand up for yourself, man. Y'all got to stand up for yourself. Who's going to do it? Who's going to be the example in your neighborhood? We need more examples.
Grant Cardone has become one of my best friends, and one of the things I love about him is he is not satisfied with being normal, standard, and mediocre, and neither are you.
That's right.
And number 3, what would I tell people? Dude, go hard all the time. You know, don't wait till you're in a jam. Look, if you're going to see your obsessions all the way through, you must be ready to deal with those who are going to be critical, those who are going to be envious, and worse, those who drive doubt deep into your spirit. Success is the ultimate revenge against the haters, the critics, and the naysayers. I'm immature, I agree. I just can't wait until they do a movie about me, and I'm on the side of buildings and buses.
Okay, I've done a great job over my life of figuring out how to handle these people and making sure they don't stop me from making the moves I want to make for my family, for myself, and to make my dreams a reality.
I like it. Those are good truths.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Yeah.
I want to take a moment to acknowledge you, Grant, for being an incredible beast at everything you do, because I know you like that.
Thank you.
But also for leading the way for so many people who follow you online. I mean, people are scared afraid.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't have the courage. They don't have the steps. They don't have a lot of things they need to get to the next level, and you are providing it by taking action and being an example.
Yeah.
So many people need to recognize the example you're making, whether they love you or hate you or don't like your approach, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're leading an example of how to get results.
Yeah.
And you're making a difference and an impact in your team, your community, your family, your church, which I know is important to you, and the world. Yeah. And I think it should be acknowledged that it's a great example for the rest of us to see how we can push forward and be a beast in our own way.
The world needs more people like you, bro.
And you, bro. Come on.
My man.
Come on.
Grant Cardone, my man. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate you.
Come on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, G.
Thank you, Grant.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, G.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Grant Cardone. And thank you, Elena.
You're the man, G. Thank you for the opportunity, man.
Appreciate you watching. I hope you're doing whatever it takes in your life to get whatever it is you want. Thanks a lot.
10X your family, 10X your love, 10X your everything.
Because you can, so you should, and you will. So I made a commitment to say, you know what, if I ever make it, I'm going to help as many people as I can. So you got to find an opportunity. God has blessed everybody. You got to find a vehicle, an opportunity, something where you can make a difference. Let's go. You were blessed. Folks, you were blessed. My whole life I've heard, Grant, you're blessed. And every time I've heard I'm blessed, I'm like, yeah, but I got to go prove it. You're in the right place at the right time.
What's up, guys? Lewis Howes here, New York Times best-selling author and host of the School of Greatness podcast, and I'm about to go on stage at 10X GrowthCon. And if you guys are not here, this is one of the best events I've ever seen. Grant Cardone is literally throwing it down in a major way, so make sure to get here next year. And I'm about to go on stage, but I'll catch up with you guys afterwards. It's going to be fun.
You know, I can't even explain it. I think we're all one decision away from changing our life, and the best choice I literally ever made was locking arms with Grant Cardone, letting him be the one who spoke into my life and taught me how to create results.
If you're ready to go to that next level, if you're ready for a breakthrough, this experience will transform you.
There's real business being done here. It's real people selling real things, teaching you how to build a real business.
I learned something about myself too today, because surrounded by positive, motivated people makes you want to deliver harder.
To say this was a business conference is so underestimating it. It was a lifestyle conference.
10X my business, 10X my life, several times over.
You gotta be here in person, okay? Do whatever it takes.
This, to me, is a transformative experience.
Yesterday I sold $300,000, and I did it by following a couple things I took away from the GrowthCon.
These guys know how to put on an event. What really stood out for me is the hustle.
I came up here to speak to inspire them, but the energy they had and how they're going to go out and change the world inspired me.
A lot of good strategy. By the way, the Q&A with Grant was fantastic. Enjoyed that sales guy to sales guy. You know, it's a good thing.
You better do something other than just what everybody else is doing. Dude, take your last pennies, your last nickels, your last dimes, your last quarters. You borrow money if you have to. You do whatever you got to right here to know everything you can about everything life. Everything to do with life. Learn about it.
Whatever that man needs, whatever you need, whatever I can do to support him, to help you, I'm freaking doing it.